Who's ready for another Jeep chat? I'm going to say something I think would be a little controversial depending on who you are. It is no longer a seller's market. I think it's a situational market. Here's what I mean by that. And I think most agents would agree with me. Currently, there are more buyers than there are sellers in the market right now. And that usually indicates that it's a seller's market because a seller can put their house on the market and have tons of buyers bidding on it. However, it's situational because it depends right now on a lot of different factors. It depends on how updated the home is. It depends on the price of the home. It depends on the location of the home. And if those three things are not incredibly enticing to a buyer right now, then all average of 13 buyers that are in the market right now per home are not going to bid on that home. So it's situational. I would say, case in point, a couple weeks ago, I had a buyer who wanted to go look at a house. Went up on the market first weekend. There were multiple showings. There ended up being 2 offers on the house, myself and one other offer. We went back and forth, all 3 of us kind of bidding and doing everything that we needed to do. Unfortunately, the sellers ended up taking an offer that netted them more money than what my buyer's offer could do. My buyers were offering a lot more stuff in terms of possession and everything else. They just couldn't go up in price anymore. However, they were good, strong, solid buyers, and I made sure to emphasize that. And the other agent disclosed that he was a little apprehensive of the other offer because they immediately just started increasing price and didn't want to offer anything else. This past weekend, so 2 weeks later, I get a text from my buyer that says, "Hey, that offer was pending and that house was pending and now it's back active. What's going on?" And mind you, I did ask that agent to text me if something happened. Is it my responsibility to follow up on those? 100%, which is what I just did. I texted him and I said, "Hey, looks like it's back active. What's going on?" He said, "Oh, turns out those buyers weren't serious at all. They never put an EMD down. They never did inspection. And they ended up ghosting everybody and just decided to not even move forward with the offer." I went back to my buyers. I said, "Do you guys want to revisit it and go back and see if they'll accept your original offer?" They said no. And here's why they said no. They ended up having time to sit and reflect on that. While it was at the top of their budget, it had everything they wanted, they were a little turned off by the situation. And so they decided they're going to move on and find a different house. That house is still sitting, waiting for someone to come offer on it. There's a couple of things that played into this. Lack of communication on the agent's part was a big one. If he had said to me earlier on, "Hey, look, we're starting to get a little shaky with this one. Do you think your buyers would still be interested?" He could have caught them at a good time that they might have still been interested. And 2, just accepting the highest offer for a seller doesn't always mean it's going to be your best offer. It's a listing agent's responsibility to vet those buyer's agents to make sure that their buyers are good, strong, solid buyers. There's no way to know for sure, obviously, that someone's not going to back out or do that to you. But when it's a situational type market and not just a seller's market, there's not always another buyer waiting around the corner to put an offer in. So there are a couple of ways that buyers out there can make sure that they have the strongest offer. They can make sure that they ask the seller, "What all do you need? What is important to you outside of price?" They can make sure that their buyer's agent is checking all information so that they're offering something that is really attractive to those sellers and lets them know that they are a good, strong, solid buyer. Emphasis on solid. Make sure you commit to what you're offering. If you offer to come through and do a high asking price, don't come back later and then try to come down on that asking price because the furnace is old and the roof is old. All things that you knew ahead of time and you should have been incorporating into your offer. It feels disingenuous to those sellers and it could make it so the deal falls apart. One big thing sellers can do is make sure that when they get ready to list their home, that they're listening to their agent about a suggested list price, suggested updates, and suggested marketing to help make sure you're enticing and encouraging as many buyers as possible. And then when you're reviewing offers, make sure you're vetting those buyers agents to see, hey, is this a good, strong offer? How long have you been working with this buyer? How many offers have they put in on houses? How serious are they? All of those things are questions you can ask. So if you're getting ready to buy or you're getting ready to sell, talk to your agent about what the market looks like right now. And do they think it's more of a seller's market, buyer's market, or like I said, a situational type market? That is my Jeep chat for you guys. If you guys have any questions, I'd love to answer them. I clearly love talking about real estate. I'd love to chat with you about what your questions are. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.